Now we all know that Super Mario 3D All-Stars is on store shelves. Well, I mean, technically, the scalpers took all the physical versions after all. However, now that it's here, it gives me a perfect excuse to talk about some of the stuff seen in the games. And when it comes to Super Mario 64, there's one world and group of, people, I guess? Sort of. That's the most interesting. The Bob-omb seen in Bob-omb's Battlefield. The first world of the game that everyone has experienced at least once in their life. However, in this world, there's an actual story. And some serious things are happening while going through the levels that have a lasting impact, which we see later on in the game. Now you might be wondering, what changed in the end then? What actually happened here, and why is it happening? Well, let's find out. Now, as we all know, Bob-omb Battlefield is the first course in the game, and you go there by going through a painting. And when you arrive here, you are dropped right in the middle of a huge conflict that no one ever knew about, even though Bob-ombs have been seen in games that came before Super Mario 64. It's basically a huge battleground where a war is being waged between the black-colored Bob-ombs led by the big Bob-omb and the pink-colored Bob-omb buddies, with this being the first war between them. This is how it all starts, and you, as Mario, are in the middle of this, with the Bob-omb buddies helping Mario by opening cannons for him. However, after helping out the pink ones, things do change in surprising ways, and we already see this in the very first mission. To collect the first star of the game, you need to scale the mountain until you reach the very top of it, and here you encounter King Bob-omb, the evil leader of the black Bob-ombs. So in the very first mission, you already play a role in the war between the two factions. Now after battling him and winning the fight, he is basically dethroned, which actually changes the level. After his defeat, he is no longer found on the mountain, and your pink Bob-omb friends say the following about it. He thanks you and says, "Big Bob-omb is nothing but a big dud now." And that's it. Well, you would think at least. But there's actually more to it all, because once the king has been usurped, he lives out his remaining days as a rolling ball in the pit of the very first level at the bottom of the mountain. There were only 2 before the mission after all, but after you defeated him, there are 3 all of a sudden. So he doesn't disappear, but ends up there. And that's how the war between the pink and black Bob-ombs plays out. However, this wasn't the end of the entire conflict, because in the very first Mario Party we see a map called Wario's Battle Canyon, and this place is basically a huge battlefield where black and pink Bob-ombs are fighting once again, with the fight only ending after becoming a superstar, because then all the stars everyone collected will collide into a huge star. This thing will then jump into a cannon and is shot out of it into the sky, turning into a fireworks show, which ends the war between the Bob-ombs, leading to a truce. So clearly they have fought each other more often, and there is some sort of long-lasting rivalry between the two. Although in later games like Super Mario Galaxy we do encounter pink Bob-ombs who aren't at war. You can notice that there's overall peace. Sure, this place isn't Bob-omb Battlefield, but actually Throwback Galaxy. But still, it's an improvement. They can live in peace here. However, why is this the case? What happened in the history of the Bob-ombs that led to the horrific events seen in Super Mario 64 and some spin-off games like Mario Party, which ended in peace? Well, some of it is explained, while other parts aren't really. However, if you do some research, you can puzzle it all together. Now let's start by looking at what we do know about the conflict, because in Super Mario 64, the Bob-ombs do explain what's going on. Overall, we can notice that the pink Bob-omb buddies are peaceful, and they are certainly people of action, not just words, because they hate violence so much that they don't even have a fuse to burn, so they basically can't explode. They are a 100% pacifist group who won't explode for their own gain or even to help out someone, like we can see in Super Mario 64. However, their black relatives are destructive and violent, blowing up in people's face to kill them or shoot cannons to bombard their foes. And this is where their rivalry comes from. One is peaceful while the other totally isn't, so it's quite logical that they would clash with each other. However, is there more to all of this? Well, possibly, and I think King Bob-omb played a role in this. However, all of this started a long time ago, before the events seen in any of the games mentioned so far. And that's because in Paper Mario we see a bunch of friendly Bob-ombs who are living in Koopa Village, and they can tell us some stuff about their kind. According to the Bob-ombs living there, a few of them escaped from the Koopa Bros fortress and went to this small village to live there. Now, as you can imagine, these guys are friendly and actually escaped from Bowser's forces to live a free and pretty normal life. However, this isn't the case for all the Bob-ombs seen in the game, because they also appear as enemies in the Koopa Bros fortress, where they serve under this special Koopa Troopa team who are henchmen of Bowser. In battle, the Bob-ombs mainly attack by jumping into you, but if the Bob-ombs are attacked, they will turn red, attempting to explode on the next turn. So you must be careful not to attack them directly, or you will take high damage, making them pretty good guards, to be honest. So in this game they are seen as both enemies under Bowser's control and also allies who have freed themselves. And in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door we see something similar to this once again, with most of the friendly Bob-ombs living in their own settlement known as Far Outpost, with the evil ones being seen in various places of the game. So again, we see that some are free and have even managed to make their own settlement, while others help out forces of evil like Bowser. Clearly we can see a pattern here. Bowser and other villains most likely force Bob-ombs to join their ranks. It could very well be that he or even other villains have created them. They don't seem like a natural creature of sorts after all. This also goes for the Bullet Bills. However, those can't really escape and start their own society, mostly because they will explode at some point when being shot from a cannon. And all of this could make sense since we do see a weapons factory in one of the spin-off games. One that has been forgotten by most. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. In this game we go to Smithy's factory at some point, and here all kinds of weapons made with machines, including an assembly line to transport them out, can be seen. Overall, the factory's design greatly resembles the airships seen in Super Mario Bros. 3, including the bolt lifts that are sometimes utilized to reach far platforms. So it could very well be that this Smithy character supplies Bowser with his weapons, or that after he was defeated by Mario, since his body does explode, Bowser went to the remains of it all so he could steal the technology. Using either of these two methods, he could get weapons and stuff like that for himself to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. And that's how beings like the Bob-ombs and Bullet Bills were created. Take all of this with a grain of salt though, because this specific game is really old and probably not canon for the main Super Mario series. However, it does explain some stuff. So they are under Bowser's control so he can destroy kingdoms that he's at war with. However, a couple of times they have been successful in escaping their masters in order to choose their own destiny. Like we saw in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Here they built an entire society of their own. And all of this leads us to the events of Super Mario 64, where the freed Bob-ombs have changed so much that some of them have become as peaceful as possible. It even seems like the pink ones are allies with the Mushroom Kingdom, and are even friends of Mario and Luigi, who are both affectionately called Stash Man. It could be that they are allies because the Mario brothers helped them after all, and they might have even freed a bunch of them as well when fighting Bowser in the name of the Mushroom Kingdom. However, none of this explains why the black and pink ones are at war, right? Well, no. It actually explains the entire conflict. When you know the full context of their history, then you can see that Bowser is once again trying to gain control over them by using King Bob-omb as some sort of puppet. It could very well be that the two of them are working together and that Bowser promised King Bob-omb all the power. And so he helped him build up his forces and set up a position in Bob-omb battlefield, which would almost guarantee him the win. Just look at it. Bowser probably helped him on top of the mountain, gave him the crown, the extra Bob-omb forces in order to hold the position, and now he's the king of the mountain. And the pacifists are trying to make sure that one of Bowser's minions doesn't gain control once again. And that's why they are fighting. To be honest, they are quite lucky that Mario came around the corner and helped them out during this fight. Otherwise, they would have probably lost. However, it could also be that there is fighting amongst the Bob-ombs about what their true identity is. King Bob-omb is like some sort of evil ruler. He declared himself the Bob-omb king after all. And what he wants is war and destruction, which does fit with their roots in a way. However, the pink ones don't want this. So this fight and others we have seen between the two of them are all about the destiny of their kind. Either to not become minions of Bowser, or to remain mostly peaceful and allies with the Mushroom Kingdom. Luckily enough, we did help them win in Super Mario 64. Because who knows what would have happened if we didn't. And maybe in the future we will see another war between these two factions. It seems like they aren't completely done after all. So maybe someday in the future when we get Super Mario 64 2, we will see another version of Bob-omb Battlefield. This time with a completely new war. Hey you there, be sure to click the subscribe button and the little bell. Also check the videos in the upper right corner and leave a lovely little comment. I appreciate it. I love you.